So for the coin slide animation, what we did was learn about ease in and ease out. So here we see above no ease in or ease out. Here we see ease out and ease in. We're working on 24 frames. They're working on 25. So we can see a bit of difference. There is some improvising. We can see here. There is also a bit of improvising here, but it's not really clear because everything is just mashed up here. So like this, just to show myself how easing in and easing out is like very important for animation, so I can have a clear comparison. We can see this is just sliding, then the one below is smooth. For the softball bounce, we can see an arc for the ball to follow. Then there is also squash and stretch. Ball is falling, but it hits the ground. Falling, hits the ground. So if we look over here, we're keeping the mass the same. Keeping the mass the same. This is the original. So keeping it precision. And then while it's also moving, we also have it rotating. This is the rotation. Because it's a softball, I wanted it to rotate more. And then if we also see here, the shadows are also following same point of contact. The shadow has the opacity change to make it more realistic. So should be the darkest. When it hits the ground, it should be darkest. Be it 70. I'm only doing 70 because pure dark doesn't look realistic. This looks strange. It's not even cartoony. So here we see 15% when it's highest. So here we see the hotball bounce. It's basically the same. It follows an arc. It also does squash and stretch, but I've reduced it to make it seem more solid. It stops before the 2-second mark, whereas the softball went on. So the difference. This animation idea came from LoFi Girl. So what I thought about was LoFi Girl getting in position and then to the desk and then study. But the twist is it's not study. We can see here. So in terms of the 12 principles, I did squash and stretch. I did anticipation before jumping. So the shaking is the anticipation. And then here we see exaggeration or smear. We also see secondary action, ears being pulled back, the legs pointing downwards, ears pointing back. Then here it points backwards, hair is moving. I should have put follow through or overlapping animation here, but I just didn't have enough time. So that was unfortunate. And then if we look over here, there is actually an arc. It actually follows the arc when it jumps. This is the draft. We also see like all of these are stuff. So the hardest part was time management across 4 assessments. So I just spent quite a lot of time here, but I still couldn't get enough time to refine most of the stuff. Here we can see it used to look like this. So here, this is the first draft with the size guide. So this is the refined artwork. You can also see that it moves forward instead of being stationary. And there was also planning change. So it was supposed to turn and then jump. But after getting feedback from the lesson, it was it was said that it would be better to jump and then turn mid-air, but I executed it pretty poorly, as we can see here. This is too fast. The timing principle wasn't done as well. As I have said before, the most challenging thing is time management. So next time I should spend less time creating the environment and focus more on the actual animation and making the animation smooth instead of the background that's not too important. But other than that, for the first attempt at making animation, I'd say just do better next time.